The camera needs to come this way. Or no, we just scooch this way.
This way.
And then the camera needs to come down. What are you doing? You're a nut bar. So can you scooch the camera down, or you want me to do it?
Scooch it down.
Yeah, see there. Get my shorty shorts in the shot.
Pass.
There we go. That's just about perfect. Perfect. Everybody gives me grief about my my cutoffs, and they say stuff like nice jorts. And I'm like, yeah, these are cutoffs for life. There's no such thing as jorts in the Flaherty household. So anyway,
your white legs.
that's right. Everyone freaks out about that too. Like their legs are so tan. So anyway, what's the matter with you? Go ahead, use your words.
Mine aren't white.
My aren't white.
My aren't.
Well, okay. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Way to be out in the sun.
Yeah, way to be out in the sun. Come mow my lawn. Hey, everybody, this is Matt. We're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching another Friday reveal. This is a really exciting one because we got 6 guitars that were built here in the shop.
And they're all different.
They're all different. Everyone started on, no. I was about to say everybody started on Monday, but that's not accurate. But they all have been here since at least Monday to today, and the guitars are all finished. And we're very happy to show you guys what they did here at our inaugural Build a Classic Fender. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the whole reason for Build a Classic Fender class?
The real God's honest truth?
Yeah.
It originally started as a Build a Stratocaster class, and we only had one guy sign up as of 45 or 60 days ago.
Yeah.
And that was John.
This was John, yep.
Who built a Strat. And we decided, instead of canceling the class or just having one guy, which
we would have done, but yeah.
But it's not really that fun. We thought, well, let's try this Build a Classic Fender with some, you couldn't build a Mustang or
12 string.
Yeah, or 12 string. There was some restriction.
Marauders.
No, yeah, in the 12 plates. But we decided to try it out, and I was super nervous for this because everybody was going to build something different. I knew it wasn't going to be, 4 Strats and 2 Tellies.
Yep.
I knew it was going to be, like the Wild West.
It was the Wild West. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Everybody built something different.
Not to mention, this was the first class that we've had 5 people.
Yeah.
Now, that does not include the Build and Paint with Mike Learn, which that was a bigger class, but we also had Mike Learn helping us out. So this is the first time where you and I had 5 guys in the shop who all wanted to cut parts of their bodies off and poke their eyes out and stuff. So we had to,
someone wanted to poke each other's eyes out.
That's right. So we had to rein them in and ride herd on them, and they did great. And you're about to see what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But we did have a lot of people who were like, hey, you should build a bass class. Or, hey, what if I want to build a, Jazzmaster? Or what if I want to build a Tele Deluxe? Well, so that's what we kind of opened this class up to, build the Classic Fender. And man, what a great week.
Yep.
Everybody did stellar.
And I was nervous the entire time that we weren't going to make it. And here we are. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we are at 5:05 on Friday, and we made it.
It's cutoff power, dude. It's all thanks to cutoffs. No,
riding herd on the guys, and them doing a really great job. Yeah. And we had no major mess ups, fuck ups.
Nope.
In the last 2 hours.
No. And that's the way God and Leo Fender intended it, that these guitars go together and are cool no matter what.
Yeah.
So enough of the bullshit talk. Let's start showing off some of the guitars, because you know what everyone's thinking right now?
Shut up and show us the guitars.
Hey, shut up and show us the guitars. So Chris and I always build an instrument that that we make during the class, and the reason that we do that is so that everybody gets to do every single part. So we don't take someone's body and like, well, okay, here's how you do this, and then they don't get to do that part. You know what I mean?
We still do that, but no, we don't do that.
So tell us about this guy here, Chris.
So this guitar started with a drunk reverb purchase, which was these electric 12 pickups.
Okay.
Fender reissued the electric 12 last year sometime, and somebody upgraded their pickups, and I bought these pickups on Reverb, and I'm like, oh, those are cool. I'll use those someday. But I didn't really want to build an electric 12, and we were looking for something different to build.
Yeah.
So we built the electric 6.
With electric 12 parts.
Yeah, more or less.
Was this ever a guitar that like Fender did? Like, hey, we got a bunch of 12-string things. Can we reuse some of them?
So they did that, and they called it the Maverick, and they cut off the top of this horn. It was like this. It was cut off here,
I know. Okay,
and they had a big scoop out here, and they put a Mustang trim on it. But it was still this color, and it still had the sunburst or the tortoise shell pickguard.
That's too bad, because this is a cool guitar. We didn't
headstocks.
We just went with a hardtail, and it was
this
neat.
was going to be a neat guitar. Yeah, and I bet you I know a ton of Fender guys that are going to think this is really, really rad.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
So
this has our durable thin finish in sunburst. It's got a maple neck with a Texas Toast headstock, hip shot tuners. So maple neck, standard Fender neck plate, through saddles for the strings, swamp ash body from Dan at Guitar Wood Experts. Actually, all the lumber came from Dan at Guitar Wood Experts. It's got a hip shot stop tail bridge, which I think looks pretty tasty.
Yep.
And Chris made the torque pick guard, and he even made the little plate for the volume and tone and jack. So this is a really cool, fairly basic, super cool guitar.
Yeah, guitar Fender never made, but they probably should have.
But they probably could have. So I want to keep this guitar
might.
around for a little while, because it's neat to be able to show people. Here's an example of some of the finishes that you can try when you come to build a classic whatever.
That's a good point. We changed up how we do the durable thin finish for these classes. And instead of using water and dye, we're now actually using paint.
So what I want you guys to know is, at no point do you have to have an oil finish body at these classes. You get to spray the paint. So the guys all sprayed paint.
They actually did.
And we have oil finish necks, which I think oil finish necks are cool, but I think paint on the bodies is way neater than a true oil body. Yeah. Not that they're not cool, but it's a nice thing to add. We added that. Yeah. Value added. Yes. And if any of you guys watching want to come out and take a class, link in the description below. You can sign up. By the way, the December class has one less spot in it already. So let's get some of the other guys up and show off what they built, and we'll go from there. Is that cool?
That is very cool.
So yeah, like I was saying, you guys, if anyone is interested in coming out and building their own classic Fender, we've got a class coming up in December. Not everyone all at once. We've got a class coming up in December, and no, really. Is anybody coming up here, or am I just going to say, I'll sit here and talk all night. It's no big shake for me. So, yeah. If you want to come out to the Build a Classic Fender class in December, there are spots available, and everybody who comes to that is invited automatically to our Christmas party at Odyssey Beer Works. Jim Jam Jimmy is going to be performing. So the guy's butt in the background here is Ryan. Ryan came all the way from Seattle and is the first guy to build a bass with us. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's going to rock out. So
he wants to play.
Okay. All right. So Ryan, I have a bunch of questions for you. Are you going to be one of those guys that I have to turn down and stop from playing?
Probably.
I already know the answer to this. So Ryan, tell us about where you are from and who you are and what you decided to make.
So I'm Ryan from Seattle.
Okay.
By way of San Diego.
Okay.
Originally from San Diego. I play guitar, bass, and drums, but I decided to build a bass based on the 50s Fender P bass, but with an augmented design. I changed the shape of the horns.
You wanted to make it your own, which is totally cool.
And obviously the headstock is unique as well.
Oh, you're one of the first guys to, actually, you're the first guy to come to a class and do a step. So Ryan's headstock has, get it in the old camera there. You can see he has a step in the headstock, and that's his own design too. He wanted to have pay homage to both the P bass and the tele bass all in one headstock, and so he did a great job. You'll see his logo that he came up with, and Chris did on the CNC machine. That looks cool.
Yeah.
So you have a bird's eye maple, rosewood
This is
rosewood
gorgeous.
fretboard. All right. So yeah, bird's eye maple, hip shot tuners, which I love. Bird's eye maple, rosewood fretboard. Again, swamp ash body. All that stuff came from Dan at Guitar Wood Experts. And then you actually designed your own pick guard to work with this body shape, and then a Fralin bass pickup. What else you got going on?
51P bass pickup, just a normal volume tone with I think they're 250 pots.
Sure.
And
Sounds right to me.
0.5 orange shot cap,
It's 0.5 on the Richter scale too, baby. Let's see what it sounds like.
and these hip shot lightweight hip shot tuners that you got from me.
Yeah.
For me from hip shot.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Oh. Not bad. Ryan, is there anyone you want to send a shout out to back home?
Yeah, lots of people. So Carrie, my wife, my daughter Spencer Daisy.
I talked to your wife on you had her on the
Yeah.
picture phone, and I'm like, man, you married way outside of your indenture. Yeah, you're nice
Not
job.
going to admit it on video. And then I have a buddy named Mark, I think, is watching. I'm sure there's other folks that'll catch the replay.
Hey guys, well, thanks for letting us have Ryan for a week. He was great. No, Ryan, you're going to come back in December, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna
So
come back in
what
December.
are you going to build at Build a Classic Fender Part 2?
I think it's going to be deluxe telly, with the humbucker and the bridge.
Yeah, okay.
And the regular telly pickup.
We've got one of those coming up later. That turned out great. So yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Good.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for hanging out with us, and thanks for making a super cool guitar and showing the world. So let's get somebody else up here.
Everyone's going to come up.
Everyone's chomping at the bit
Even though
here.
he's really nervous.
No, he's not. Where's your
He's
guitar?
not nervous. It's over here.
Oh, okay. So the next guy coming up is Scott. Scott spent the week with us. Now, Scott lives in Castle Rock, which is about 45 minutes to the south. And so you drove up here. You drove 2 hours every day. People do that to me all the time. They're like, oh, man, it's so hard to get here. I don't know if I can come to your shop. I live in, like, Nebraska. And I'm like, well, we got people coming from Alaska to Florida and everywhere in between. So you drove up from Castle Rock every day, which I think was harder because you had a 2-hour commute every day.
Right.
You didn't just go to the hotel and crash out. So Scott, tell us a little bit about your guitar and what you built. Turned out awesome, by the way.
It's a Telecaster Deluxe.
Remember you and I talked and you're like, well, I want basically a Les Paul, but shaped like a Telecaster.
Right.
And we're like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
Yep. Bootstrap pickups.
Uh-huh.
And
So, of course, we got the hip shot tuners and we got the hip shot bridge. We went with the same hardtail bridge. It's string through, yeah?
yes.
Show off the back there so everyone can get a look at the piece of swamp ash from Dan at Guitar Wood Experts.
Which is beautiful.
Super cool, right?
Yep.
Have you ever seen Dan on any of our videos?
No.
He's an awesome guy. So yeah, if he ever comes back out, you'll have to come up and say hey to Dan. So hey, tell me about your logo. What's that about?
It's a Pelican.
So are you from places where there are many pelicans?
Yeah, Louisiana.
Louisiana. And one day you're going to go back there and start a guitar shop.
That's right.
We know it's going to happen. We have really high hopes for this guitar player. What are you going to call it? Texas Toast Guitar?
There you go. Yes. I have no idea.
Okay. Well, I hope that your guitar shop becomes a reality soon. When you and I were talking, I'm like, hey man, did you think this was going to look like this awesome when you showed up on Monday?
Yeah, no, I was once we got going,
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, man. Well, in the first day, it's like it starts to look like guitar like right away.
Right.
And then the pace grinds to a screeching halt because we have to do lots and lots of little things. But yeah, you guys did such great work. And I was kicking you guys the whole time. And you guys, man, everybody really stepped up to the plate and made awesome. Let's show them again how killer, how terrific all this thing looks.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you got the twin humbuckers. I love the Pelican logo. That's cool.
Yeah.
So is this the last Telecaster you're going to build, Scott?
No.
Anyone out there you want to say hey to?
I got family all over the place, Louisiana, Texas.
Okay.
What's up?
You got a brother who has a restaurant in Texas, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Where at?
Belton.
Belton. Where's Belton?
Belton, about 30 or 40 miles north of Austin.
Ooh, John could go there.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, Scott, thanks for hanging out with us all week and making such a great instrument. It was great having you here, man. So, yeah, we hope to see you again soon.
Cool.
All right. Who else is coming up? John's coming up. Okay. So John is from Austin, Texas. He's going to go to get breakfast at Scott's brother's place. John, how in the heck are you, man?
I'm doing good, man.
So you built the only Strat, but you did something cool. You were like, well, I got a Strat, a regular Strat, and you got a regular Tele, right? And I said, what about a hardtail Strat? Because I love hardtail Strats. They're one of my favorite things in the world. And you're like, yeah, let's do that. So show off what we got going here.
So we have, again, a swamp ash body.
Yep.
We have the maple neck.
Lots of bird's eyes in that
Lots
too,
of
man.
bird's eye. Yeah, let's see if that shows up.
You won the lotto on the
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah. The rosewood fingerboard. We have the hip shot tuners.
Yep.
And we have the drop-in pick guard from Fender that has the Tex-Mex.
So yeah, that was a
Yeah.
loaded pick guard with Tex-Mex specials or whatever they
Yeah.
call those. What do they call those, Chris? Do you know?
Tex-Mex.
They're just Tex-Mex
Yeah.
pickups. Okay, yeah, I don't know.
So this literally did just drop in. There were 2 solder points.
You got
Yeah,
lucky on the
yeah.
soldering
Yep.
too.
And it worked.
Yes.
It worked every time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the bridge is the hip shot hardtail.
I love that
Yeah.
bridge. You
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it just feels right and it doesn't have any pokey outies and it feels good and yeah. So what do you think?
I love it. I mean, it far exceeds my expectations.
Hey, what's the big idea with this headstock logo?
So the headstock logo, I didn't really come with any ideas at all, and I had about an hour to look at something. So I was going to go with a black.
But you had a whole hour.
I have a black dog. I was going to go with black dog guitars, but I think that's already taken.
Okay, well that sounds cool too. Though.
Canadian company.
Okay.
So it's just my initials and trident, which is Neptune spear.
So you were in the Navy for a little while,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
were in the Navy for a lot of while, right?
I was in the Navy for 24 and a half years.
Okay, so yeah, because I'm asking, well, are you into like scuba diving or
Yeah.
anything? And
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah.
So that guy over there in the hat is a big scuba guy.
yeah.
So you have to talk scuba with Maui for a little bit while before you jet off. So so you're from Texas.
No.
Oh no, but you live in Texas now.
I've lived in Texas for 3 years.
Okay.
But I grew up in Alaska mostly.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
But I've lived all over, born in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you like living in Texas?
Austin's a great city.
It's super cool,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. You ever like to hang out with Joe Rogan and Jesse James and those dudes?
Yeah. Joe Rogan's even a more recent transplant than I am.
Yeah,
He
he's
just came out
really
here,
new.
but,
Yeah.
I haven't met up with him yet, but
Okay. Well, I mean,
I've seen a couple famous people.
have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many more? What's the next guitar you're fixing to build?
Well, I would like to build an SG. That would be my next.
Very cool. Okay. Okay. Is there anyone you want to say hey to while you're on the camera?
I would like to say hello to my wife, Baby, and thank her for letting me come here.
Thanks for letting us
Yeah.
borrow John for a
Yeah.
week too. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
So now you have to go. You have a shift starting in less than 24 hours. No, in just over 24 hours. You have a
Yeah.
24-hour shift that you have to go do at the ER hospital.
I do.
So
but-
John is a first responder too, guys. So John, thank you for all that you do and keeping everybody safe in the Austin area. That's
Thank you,
very
Matt.
cool. And plus, it's always nice to have a doctor in the house in case someone cuts off part of their body, and we can tourniquet it up or whatever.
And
So,
we forgot to ask what was your favorite part of the
oh
class?
yeah, what was your favorite bit?
So my favorite part of the
Hanging
class
out with
was,
Matt was the best part.
well, I say the worst part of the class was probably the bandsaw. It's just intimidating.
Okay.
I came here with limited woodworking.
Isn't it funny? Like people
So,
sometimes
yeah.
get intimidated by the pin router because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. But the fact of the matter is that tool, that ain't nothing, man.
But I think the best part was just putting on the strings and hearing it sound like an actual guitar.
Right? Yeah, you made that, man. That's so cool. I really love the way that turned out.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, excelente. All right, thank you, John. So we've got a couple more guitars to show you guys. But again, if anyone's interested in coming out to the Build a Classic Fender class, link in the description below. There's a few spots left for the December class, and we would love to have you guys and see what you come up with. For example, what would you build if you came to Build a Classic Fender class? Dave here, what did you build, Dave?
Well, Matt, I built a vamp on a thin line telly.
So you actually came out, you've been here for right at 7 days working with Chris and myself for a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we spent several of those watching glue dries. So
yeah, that's true.
it was great fun.
So if anyone wants to come out and do a thin line, you gotta give us a little more time, because so you came out on Friday.
Right.
We took a blank and we made it hollow, and then we took a top and glued it up and glued the top on and got everything ready. And then on Monday, I remember Monday you started on binding.
Yes.
Ugh. How was binding?
It was a great idea.
I never had a better idea in my whole life.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, it sure turned out great. I mean,
It really did. And this was only the second attempt.
it's
So-
remarkable that you guys came up with something that looks this awesome in basically 5 days. Because the first couple days that you were here, it was just some extra woodwork, but we didn't we didn't do anything that the other guys didn't do
Right.
in the same time, right?
Right.
So tell us what we got. We got of course, maple neck, rosewood fretboard,
Yep.
ash body, but you sourced a nice top there.
Yeah, we got a quilted maple.
Get it in the camera, because that's a beauty
Quilted maple
top.
top that's been roasted or baked to perfection.
Yeah, that's right. It's
And
golden brown and delicious.
It is golden brown. And I have had a chunk or two fly up. So, Chris helped with this vamp on an F-hole, which I think was really cool. And Chris also helped me with a pseudo burst.
I think it's a terrific.
Which I
burst,
think
yeah.
really looks good. And that's a piece of the quilted maple.
Oh,
too,
that's right. I forgot
that we
about
used
that.
for the
yeah.
cavity cover. And we have a Duncan Pearly Gates on the bridge and
Hoorah!
a Lawler P90 on the neck and split coil.
Oh, you did a split
wiring.
coil. Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get to wire that up.
Well, we were done at what? No more than 10 to 4.
Yeah, like 450.
No rush.
10,
Yeah.
10 to 5.
So
yeah.
you got a cool custom headstock, cool custom logo, very awesome.
Yep. Kind of a vamp on a telly and strat.
This is the first class that we've had 2 doctors. Now you are a professor, or you were a professor,
Yes.
but you have a doctorate, right?
Yes.
So so we have 2 doctors today. All week long, it was a dumb guy and 2 really, really smart guys in class. So
No, it wasn't.
2 dumb guys, Matt and
2
Chris,
dumb guys.
2 dummies and 2 really smart
Yeah,
guys.
2 other
Yeah.
guys,
So it was nice to have some real cerebral people here,
Yeah.
because I can totally communicate with them and in languages that I don't understand. So Dave, what was your favorite part about the experience?
There were a lot of parts I enjoyed, not the least of which was working with 5 great guys and 2 great mentors.
That's cool. Thank you, man.
that-
everybody here did such a terrific gig. So.
That was,
My wife's like, "What about me?" Yeah.
and the salty tongue of Mrs. Toast.
He just said 5 great guys and 2 great mentors. He's counting himself as one of the great guys.
Well, why
That's
wouldn't
right.
you do that? Yeah.
That's right.
And yeah,
I've
I
given
would
myself
agree.
the benefit of the doubt, just in case anyone's
Yes,
worried.
I agree.
You came with us to Odyssey Beer Works. Actually,
Yeah.
Ryan and Dave joined us at Odyssey Beer Works one night and hung out. That was fun.
That was a nice outing, and we all went out to dinner last night, and that was
Great
a great
fun.
outing as
Yeah.
well. But really, the impetus for me coming to this workshop
Yeah.
was months ago. COVID. My daughter years ago had wanted to build a guitar, and for whatever reason, she wasn't able to do it while in high school.
But
And
she had like a workshop thing that wanted to do.
She
Right?
had a workshop thing. She wanted to do it, but time passed or conflicts arose. Anyway, so during COVID, I said, hey, to her. That's what we named her.
Her.
And if it had been a boy, it would have been him.
Hey, you.
But-
Yeah.
But in any event, I said, would you like to build a guitar together? And she said, yeah. She's very artistic, really great on designs. We've knocked back and forth some designs.
Oh, you told me. Yeah. Okay.
And really looking forward. But I really wanted a chance to get hands-on experience with something more than a, bolted neck onto a kit guitar.
Yeah, like a
thing.
kit. Yeah.
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 And I will tell you that if you have any interest in building guitars for fun or relaxation
Or profit.
that too, these guys are the best to work with. Absolutely.
Thanks, man. So, Dave, is there anyone you want to say hey to, or they might be watching?
Absolutely. I want to say hello to my sweet, loving wife, Linda, who let me free for 10 days.
For a long time. Thanks,
come
Linda,
do
for
this.
letting us have Dave for so long.
And to my daughters, Melanie in Memphis and Sarah in Columbia, South Carolina.
Very cool. Very cool. So, when are you going to build more guitars, and what are you going to start with?
When we get home, we're going to get onto the father-daughter guitar.
You've got a shop and everything worked out, so I'm looking forward to seeing. Will you send me an email with all the stuff that you make?
I'd be happy to.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, Dave. Thanks again for having us. We've got one more guitar to show you. Sorry,
Did you say the salty tongue of Mrs. Toad?
I didn't say that.
Did you say
Dave
that?
did. Yeah.
I think that's the nicest thing anyone ever said about me. Thanks, Dave. I like you too.
So we got one more to show. So you guys can see everyone made something completely different, and even though two of them were Telecasters, they're wildly different instruments. So yeah. So this is the last on your playbooks, first in your heart. Loring Court and his super cool Jazz Master with the Bigsby inspired headstock that has been garnering legions of fans on Instagram for the last week. So, Loring, how are you, man?
Good,
Are
good.
you having a good time?
Yeah, had a great time.
Awesome.
Great time.
Awesome. Well, it sure was great to have you here along with all the other guys. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on here.
Well, we just did a Jazz Master, kept it pretty traditional. And then I said, let's make kind of a fun headstock. And always like the Bigsby headstock. So
You guys did a great job with the logo. And,
yeah, I had a friend of mine. Thanks, Eric. Eric Montgomery helped me with convert a Bigsby logo to my name. And then we put it on the rhythm circuit. That was a lot of fun.
Now that's a feature that most Jazz Master guys that aren't really Jazz Master guys kind of take out, right? They let them as a jam,
or they wrap a lot of tape around.
Yeah, so they don't have
ever
to
use
have it go away.
Yeah.
No. But anytime like a rock guy plays a Jazz Master, they don't really use that circuit. So.
Yeah, well, like a Sonic Youth or or
yeah.
J Master.
Settle down back there.
But for surf guitar or for playing in other bands, it's great. So we did the color. I don't know if you can tell though.
Oh, you can tell.
It's kind of an off-white with just a little drop of red in there to make it a nice kind of soft pink.
Yeah. I love the way that finish turned out.
Yeah. Now
Everyone's finishes are rad.
This is the wood they ordered in for us. Here's the tuners.
This is the standard, class wood, man.
Yeah.
It's the way everyone's neck comes.
Fender
So-
pickups.
Those
And-
you know where those pickups came from?
They came from Flipside Music.
From Ike at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. That's
Yeah.
right.
So if you want a guitar like this, there's a class in September.
In December.
In December.
Yeah, so the next Build a Classic Fender is in December, and anyone that wants to join us can certainly do that. So now you were one of those guys who I had to say no to a lot.
Yeah.
Because you were like, hey, I want to make this. I'm like, I don't know.
I was trying to wind you up a bit. So I sent Matt. I said,
as it turns out, now I know exactly what was going on with all those people.
Yeah, so-
Spending a week with Loring. Yeah, because everything he says, I'm like, is he for real?
he can't be serious.
He can't
No,
possibly
he's
be.
not.
So
serious.
I found on like some April Fool's joke this year. There was a John Mayer Telecaster.
So you were just pulling my chain that whole time?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I sent this picture of John Mayer with the Telecaster, but it was a PRS
yeah.
carved, like a Silver Sky.
Yeah.
Telecaster.
Yeah.
This is what I want to make. I want to make.
I want to make this.
I
Is
wanna
that
make this
cool?
one.
No.
And I said, and I want to do this, and I want to hollow this out, and shoot laser beams and fire, and I got a very stern no.
And Matt would,
And there was a phone call too.
And there was a phone call.
and Matt would read your emails to me, and I'd be like, no,
Oh,
I can't.
no.
It was such a
no.
joy winding them up.
And then one day you said, well, can I build a Jazz Master?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was kind of the
Chris said, yay!
Chris loves the jazz.
Yeah. It was
glad that we got to build one.
Jazz Master.
So now you wired up that whole pick guard and you did all the wiring yourself. By the way, too,
Well-
Scott did his Tele Deluxe too, right, Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris helped me quite a bit too. I mean,
You did the hard part.
I did the
rhythm
tedious
circuit,
part,
yeah.
the rhythm circuit. That's why people rip it out though,
Yeah.
because no
They
tech.
don't understand how much work goes into it.
Wow, there is. I'm sure someone can invent a plug-in that's much easier to use
Yeah.
for this.
Oh, like a drop-in.
yeah, drop-in kind of
yeah,
setup. And,
yeah.
patent pending. But thanks for having us out. And,
Man,
had a
thanks
great time.
to all of you guys for. Do you want to say hey to anybody out there
Thanks,
possibly
Lindsay,
watching?
well, thanks, Lindsay, for letting me come out, and my wife, and Jack and Uli, and my parents, and my in-laws for.
Thanks for
Helping me
letting
out.
us have
Yeah,
Loring
thanks
for
for-
the week. I know you. I know that you were like, okay, I'm not answering any work emails or
Yeah.
any work phone calls the whole time. That's
Right.
the best part. Is you
Yeah.
just kind of
They put the garbage cans out on Wednesday, and
Yeah.
they fed the chickens, so everybody was.
everybody's happy.
Everyone's
Yeah,
happy,
you can you got to make a neat guitar.
And some new friends.
Thank you so much, sir. So anyway, guys, if you're interested in coming out to one of these Build a Classic guitar classes, whether it's a Fender or Build a Classic set neck, there's a few spots left for the rest of the year, but everything else is full up. And we've got so much great stuff coming at you your way very, very soon. Again, if you want to do Build a Classic Fender, link in the description below. You can sign up there. It's easy and fun. And I guarantee you're going to be able to make something as awesome as these guys made, maybe even something even cooler. So until next time, this is Matt at Texas Host reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a guitar. And if it's your dream guitar, you better be responsible for making some of it. We'll talk to you guys soon. See you Sunday.